So this is a review of Joy, the new album by Ty Segall, and White Fence. Of course, is the follow-up to their previous album together, I think numerous years ago, called Hair, which I thought was really great, like one of the best albums of the last 10 years, in my opinion. Uh, but anyway, so moving on to this one, I must say, even though I think the album's pretty decent, I am a tad bit disappointed. I think this new album, I mean, only for reasons that I'm comparing it to Hair, and I thought Hair has more dynamic moments. It has more memorable songs, and it's a shorter album, I believe. Well, I'm not sure as far as minutes go, but it has less tracks. So I think Hair has about 8 tracks or something like that on the album, and those tracks, like, some of them are pretty long, and they really put a lot of effort into those single songs tracks or whatever. But Joy is totally different approach, and it's actually a totally different album, which is the reason why it's kind of not fair to compare the two. Joy is much more of an acoustic-y, Sid Barrett, more White Fence leaning album. You could tell this one is less of a rocker album. It's more of a songwriting, more like connected to the hippie 60s sound. So, the albums are completely different. It's not fair to compare them, but I could see that Ty Segall and Tim Presley are going for something very different with this one. And it's an admirable attempt. I just think, even though this album is good, some tracks are pretty good, I think it reminds me a little too much of a White Fence album. The flow of it, the fact that it has a lot of tracks just jumping into each other, that seems to be, it's like a White Fence album. And although, I love White Fence and I like a lot of their albums and stuff, this one, it's kind of disappointing, I think, because the main thing I find a little disappointing is actually that most of his songs they sing together, and even though this sounds good on paper, that they're gonna duet together the majority of the album. It actually doesn't turn out that great. I think, which is funny because they're both great singers. Actually, Tim Presley and Ty Segall on their own, when they sing without anybody else, are actually powerful, great singers. And I think they should have kept with that instead of singing together the whole time. I think there's tracks where they don't sing together, but I skimmed through it the second time. I listened to it the whole way through the first time, and they seem to be singing together throughout the whole thing, and it kind of, I don't know, it loosens the strong effect of their voices by themselves, and it doesn't sound as great when they sing together. I felt like you could almost hear a lot of the melodies are a little lazy and a little rushed, maybe. It's not like they put a whole lot of effort into these melodies. They're just like, flowing very similar to each other. Every song kind of has, if you really think about it, it has the same type of melody and the same type of singing. And for an album that tries to have a lot of variety, at the end, it feels like it doesn't have a lot of variety. It just kind of the same thing, especially their singing style and the style of the album throughout the whole thing is just It doesn't offer much from when you hear just a couple tracks. That's all you really need to know for the most part. So yeah, I thought, obviously Hair is a way better album. Although I have to give this one more listens. I don't want to be unfair because the first time I heard Hair, I didn't think it was that great, to be honest. And then it grew on me, and then eventually I realized, wow, this is a great album. So I don't know if the same effect might happen to me with this one. But so far, I've already listened to it like 2 times, and it's not feeling like it's gonna go that way. But anyway, let me know what you think. Is it a great album? Am I totally wrong about this one? I would give it probably like it's more of an effort thing. I think I respect it for its effort, so it'd be like a 3 stars out of 5 type of album. Anyway, that's it. Let me know what you think. Thanks.